Updates, insights, it's on the screen. Curtis Selby, keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The convo's unique. Curtis Selby, talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. The great insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby, keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The convo's unique. The convo's unique. The convo's unique.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen. I think it's only gentlemen right now. Story of my life, no ladies. My apologies. I know it's terribly unprofessional. I will make no excuses, but I will explain. I was up quite late last night, just kind of in a weird existential thing. So when I finally fell asleep, I kept waking up and thinking, yeah, it's okay, I've got 5 hours till the stream. Oh, well, yeah, this time I woke up, it's 3 hours till the stream. I'm okay. Well, it's about an hour till the stream. Let's make coffee. I can lay down for 10 more minutes. And then it was 10 minutes till the stream, and I was starving. So I ran to the fast food joint out here. The name will not be mentioned. Yeah, they took their sweet time. But it's still my fault. I should have gotten up earlier and all that stuff. The waitress was hot. She almost got a $10 tip just for being hot. But then I was like, no, I'm broke. I need to spend my money much more wisely than that. Okay, that's the stream. Bye, everybody. Let's say hello to everybody who has been here, either patiently waiting or probably exasperatedly looking at their screens and going, when is this dummy going live? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's as bad as I am. Running late, a local food establishment. Fast food isn't very fast some days. What a jerk. John Ponerero. There are those who call him John Ponerero. Welcome, welcome. Hope you are doing okay. Hope your friends are doing well. I pray for your friend, your friend and your father. Maybe not quite every day, because there are days like today when I'm just kind of a big vegetable. But most days, I get a prayer or two out for pretty nearly everybody in the chat, including this wonderful person, Accounting Sheep. If you have not heard his spiffy project, and because I'm a terrible person, I've forgotten the name of the poem, but it's that cool poem. It's like the American Declaration of Independence, only it's a Roman poem about how the Tarkans were big poop heads and were doing terrible things to Roman women, and the Romans were like, not with our women, you're not. So there's a really spiffy poem describing the quasi-mythical description of the battle. Is it Horatius? That sounds right, but I'm just tired enough to be stupid, so... Anyway, please check that poem out. It is well worth the time. It's about 20-some minutes, but it is a well-spent 20 minutes. It will make you want to invade your neighbor until you realize that, oh, wait, no, the Romans were defending themselves. Don't invade your neighbors. This is probably why YouTube pins me as harmful. And they've delayed, again, my capacity to apply. It's going to be July. Screw them. All right, then we got Suzanne. Meet you all the way, Susanna, yeah. And I realized that why I thought it was a Star Trek outfit is because of the weird little shiny thing on your picture. It looks to me like a Star Trek badge, even though it's not. All right, and there he is, confirming that my tired brain, for a change, only vaguely let me down. Reparations. There's the link. Please check that poem out. I know you can't listen to it necessarily now, but go listen to it. You will know why Star Wars was great, because they stole all their best ideas. And people don't ever talk about this, but some of their best ideas were stolen from Roman history / mythology. I don't doubt that there's at least some fact to it. I mean, let's face it, people do really stupid stuff when they're in power. Look at our government. And eventually, sometimes people get sick of it. Huzzah! I made a shout out. You should be impressed. Ha 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 ha. Then over here in Rumble, we have 2 people. I think I'm one of them. Hell, maybe I'm both of them. Let me know if you could, if I'm at least playing, but I think I am. No pressure. My main focus is actually the third one. Nothing to see here, citizen. This YouTube is weird sometimes. It says I have 3 concurrent viewers, but no watch time. I don't know how that happens. I wonder if it's working. Could it be working? Is it working? Could anybody tell me? But Gorilla's Censored Thoughts, who evidently I can't click on for some reason. Weird. StreamYard is weird. People are weird. Okay, going back to StreamYard, Accounting Sheet says, yes, it's the very best kind of war story that gets less and less believable the further it goes on. Yes. But yet, you know, I've always kind of had a thought that they make such a big deal about holding that bridge. I feel like something did happen. I don't know exactly what, but there was some really B.A. Baracus type person who held that bridge, and maybe they made a story up about it, but somebody held that bridge. That's what I've always felt. An Enigma Severus! I'm alive! If you can call it that. I'm kind of a weird undead thing anymore. But I do my job, I pet my dog, and try to at least get a stream out on Sundays, if nothing else. Being the random voice of Northern Oklahoma that only 1 or 2 Oklahomans listen to. But at least I've got this wonderful community, so if nothing else, you can hear about the crazy shenanigans that go on in Oklahoma. I don't know why it's not letting me click on you people, but over on my other YouTube channel, Nothing to See Here Citizen, we have Gorilla's Ham Thoughts saying kaplop. I'll be listening as I stuff my face with smoky apple ribs, smoked Cajun asparagus, and I'm thinking biscuits. Accounting Sheet, God bless you. Hey, YouTube finally realizes that there's people here. I've actually got some view duration. Whoa! Let's be sure to rob our small contributors of at least a few minutes of their view time. That's how you make the big money. We screwed the last customer, pass the savings on to you. Accounting Sheet, though, says ahoy on this channel too. And Gorillas responds with, I'm watching the Waltons. This episode of the Waltons is going to get me bent over by the algorithm because the censor bots don't understand context. No, sir. They do not. I am pretty sure that all the stuff I said about the Horatius poem will probably go down by the algorithm fact checkers as me trying to participate in January 6th. January 6th. I said it. Said it. Gorillas also said only sausages at the taco and sausage party. Thus far, well, no, Suzanne's here, although mean to be respectful. There's more than just sausages at the party. Love you, Suzanne. Don't hate me. Don't turn me over to the YouTube algorithm warlords. I wonder if that's what happened. I do have a tendency to peeve women off when I have no intent in doing so. And we have Matt Cheatwood. I hope you have been doing well. I know that life is kind of complicated, but I hope you all are doing well. I hope the goats, the sheep, the chickens, the dogs, the people are all doing well, and that there have been no need to defend any bridges, whether into or out of Rome. Accounting sheet, 99 subs to go before I can have YouTube declare me harmful content as well. Now, if you haven't a sub to Accounting Sheet, please go over there and do so. He deserves at least the honor of being declared harmful content. Hopefully you do better than I did, though. And if you don't, well, maybe we should sharpen our swords, pitchforks, and butter knives. All right. Stream Elements. There it is. Yep. Meet you all the way, Susanna, yeah. No, where else, Susanna, do you get serenaded by a bad singer butchering Toto music? Curtis Selby, all the critters are fine, all the bridges are safe. For now. All right, let's get on. Let's get on with it, as Tim, the one that we lovingly like to refer to as Tim, likes to say. Yes, I know. We've got all these people on Discord. I don't care. Right now I want to stream. All righty. Well, that was the show. I hope you all had a good time. No, I do actually have something, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. You will like it, maybe. Again, because I am trying to be somewhat neutral on this one, I'm not going to tell anybody how they should think about this. I just want to report it, and you guys make up your own minds. I might share your opinions, but I have officially no opinions whatsoever, and if I did, YouTube would declare it to be harmful. Do 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 do. Hopefully this is the page. Let's see if it's working. Yes, it looks like it is. And Susanna has a grandson that sings Toto music to her every day. Well, that means you have a good grandson. I do not have a grandson. Probably never shall. But you know what? Everyone should have Toto music sung to them at least once in their lifetime. I won't tell the story about the Uber delivery lady who I had some stuff to. Let's just say it's probably not going the way your mind is imagining it, but it also didn't involve any restraining orders, so I guess it wasn't so bad. Let's talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Plans more than $105 million in reparations for America's hidden massacre. And I don't mean to make fun of it. It was a terrible thing. But I was not alive at the time, so, there it is. If you can't tell, I did a really bad job of getting the AI to try to alter this, but this was the Williams Dreamland Theater, destroyed during the Tulsa Race Massacre in 1921. I altered it for my own selfish and otherist reasons because I needed a cool thumbnail, and this was the coolest thing I could think of. I put a little tiny tired blogger off to the side, and evidently the algorithm did think it needed to make me look younger. So I guess I look like a 12-year-old in 1921. Thank you, YouTube. The city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, is prepared to award its Black community a $105 million or 73.8 million pounds. Is that pounds? Or is that francs? Surely it's pounds. Do we really need to use francs? I don't know. Maybe we're going to surrender to the French tomorrow. Anyway, reparations package is going to be used to address the harms caused by the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, one of the largest and most violent racial attacks in U.S. history. Though I live in Oklahoma, I did not even know about this until about the year 2000. About the time I moved to Tulsa, it's when I first heard about this. Was not in at least any of the history books that I studied in high school. The plan by Monroe Nichols, Tulsa's first Black mayor, congratulations to Tulsa on that. I'll at least throw that opinion out there, focuses on community redevelopment and does not involve direct payments to descendants or the two remaining survivors of the attack. Nichols made the announcement on Sunday during Tulsa's first ever official Tulsa Race Massacre Observance Day. The funds, and this BBC report was written 6 days ago, so it probably was a week ago, something like that. The funds raised by a private trust includes $24 million for a housing fund and $60 million for a cultural preservation fund focused on reducing blight. The Tulsa Race Massacre has been a stain on our city's history, hidden from history books, Nichols said. That tragedy, he said, was compounded by economic harms that followed, namely the building of a highway, quote, to choke off economic vitality, perpetual underinvestment, and intentional acts of redlining, where Black people were denied home and property loans. Now it's time to take the next big steps to restore, Nichols said. The plan is called Road to Repair, not to be confused with Curtis's YouTube plans, otherwise known as the Road to Despair. And its funds will be managed by the Greenwood Trust, meaning that probably will be better managed than the Curtis Selby YouTube funds. Although right now they're just sitting there drawing interest. The YouTube funds, not the Greenwood Trust. I don't know anything about it other than what's reported here. It seeks to have $105 million, $105 million in assets either secured or committed by June 1st. Some of which would also go into a legacy fund for the trust to acquire and develop land. Nichols said the proposal would not require city council approval. Очень интересно. The council would, hopefully not snort like I just did, but however, they would authorize the transfer of any city property to the trust, which he said was very likely. The Greenwood Trust borrows its name from Tulsa's Greenwood district, a once prosperous Black neighborhood with an economy so thriving it was dubbed Black Wall Street. And if you look at that photo again, in fact, let's just go up there. That's a pretty dang cool theater for 1921. I'm just saying, it's got a weight thing there and pictures of cool actors and actresses and movies and stuff. I mean, it may not look impressive to us now, but in 1921, that was pretty A-list, or close anyway. Considering it was Tulsa, it's definitely A-list. That prosperity all changed in May of 1921 when a white mob burned it to the ground, destroying more than 1,000 homes and structures in less than 24 hours. An estimated 300 Black residents were killed and many more injured. The event robbed Tulsa, quote, robbed Tulsa of an economic future that would have rivaled anywhere else in the world, unquote, Nichols said in a phone interview. For decades, the story of the massacre was largely erased from history, but it was thrust into the spotlight in 2020 when then President Donald Trump, Orange Man Bad, announced he would hold an election rally in Tulsa on June 19th or Juneteenth. Oh, I remember that day. Boy, that was a busy day for my company. I'll tell you, the day commemorating the end of slavery. He rescheduled the rally, and his successor, Joe Biden, declared Juneteenth a national holiday. I guess what I mean is the day that he rescheduled was a busy day. I don't know. My memory is pretty mushy anymore. The Tulsa reparations will be made as Trump, now back in the White House, is ending, Orange Man Bad, is ending diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I can say that because, as we all know, Orange Man Bad is not an opinion that has been established as fact by the infinite fact-checking wisdom of the internet. So I think I'm pretty safe to say that. Whether I mean it or not, you be the judge. Is ending diversity, equity, and inclusion practices in the U.S. government, and many major companies are abandoning or reducing their diversity initiatives. Tulsa's package. We're really going to talk about Tulsa's package? Okay, all right. Is also the first large-scale plan that commits funds to addressing the impact of a specific racially motivated attack. Evanston, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, became the first city to make reparations available to its Black residents in 2021 by offering qualified households money for expenses such as home repairs and down payments. Americans have long been divided over directly addressing past acts of racism such as slavery through paying reparations. In May, Maryland Governor Wes Moore, the state's first Black governor, said he would veto a measure to create a commission for studying reparations in his state. Meanwhile, California last year apologized for past discrimination against Black Americans and approved some reparations initiatives, but did not offer direct financial payments. The last two known survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre, Lessie Benningfield Randall and Viola Ford Fletcher, lost a long court battle seeking reparations last summer. So there is what to me may not be the biggest news story, but is one of the biggest historically relevant things going on in our state today. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Remember, while I'm happy to express your opinions and while I'm happy to make lame and pointless jokes, I have no official opinion for, against, or anything. The only thing I'm willing to say, and again, take it however you like, is Orange Man Bad, because that's the one safe thing I know YouTube won't censor. Suzanne says, he's a clown. I thinking you mean the grandson. You might mean the Orange Man. You might mean the mayor of Tulsa. I don't know, but I think you mean the grandson. Enigma Severus, the French don't know how to solve solutions. No, but they do have some of the most effective surrender drills in the last 100 years or so of history. Matt Cheatwood, let me get this straight. They're talking about reparations, but no person will get a dime. It's all going to be spent by the government in the name of the victims. Once again, on these Voice of Northern Oklahomans, I have no opinion, but let's just say that I can absolutely respect your thought there and leave it at that. I, as you all know, always trust the government with everything that it does with its spending. I think that USAID was a great function and that it was a shame that it was dismembered. Orange man bad. One of these days I need to do another Donkey Panda episode. Accounting sheet, also not to be confused with my barber's plan, Road to Reap Hair. And, oh, hey, PvP is here. 1921 is early. My hometown didn't have a theater until 1929. Yeah, that's why you should be impressed with Oklahoma and Tulsa. We had oil money back then, and we actually... there was racism, there was weird stuff going on, but there was also a pretty fair amount of hope back in the 19 teens and in 1921. And then a big riot thing happened. So, Matt Cheatwood, what I heard was that the Greenwood district fully recovered from the race massacre, became even more wealthy until a highway was built right through the middle of it. And I believe I had heard the same thing. PvP, I just don't get the race hate. I grew up being taught it. My dad was basically a flagrant racist. When I was growing up, it was calming. It was being taught slowly out of existence by the schools and the churches, but there was still a great deal of racism in Oklahoma when I was a kid. So I guess the way I'm going to put it is I get it, but I realize that it's a bad thing that I get it. I understand what it's like to be taught some lies from people who you trust as a child. I also understand that because the races don't trust each other, sometimes they have some nice self-fulfilling prophecies. Like a member of either race can sometimes act like stereotypical jerks, and the members of the other race will point at that, the handful of people that do that, and say, see, look, that race is bad. And so you have 95% of blacks, I'm exaggerating, but you have a huge number of blacks hating whites because of 5% of idiot white people, and vice versa. You have a huge percentage of whites hating black people because of 5, maybe 6% of what those people do. And it can perpetuate itself. I don't know. I'm not going to give an opinion about reparations, but I will say that I do hope and pray all the time that the races will grow up and realize that skin colors it's really not a good reason to hate anybody. PvP doesn't get hate in general, and I'm glad that you don't. I wish I didn't. I'm outgrowing it as fast as I can. It's been a long, long time since I've been beaten or starved. So, and Cassie is a great cure for that. In fact, hey, Cassie, can you get in the camera length? No. Get stuff, Daddy. Okay. PvP, do you want to talk about crime statistics? Ooh, tag. And PvP responds with, Matt Cheatwood, if you want to post statistics, that's up to you. Yeah, feel free. I will neither confirm nor deny. I'll just share this site says this about crime statistics. PvP, Matt Cheatwood, I'm not a statistics guy. So saith PvP. So have nothing to say about them. Suzanne, PvP, you're joking, right? How do you get it? Whites would chop off hands. That equals hate. Wow. That's a statement of stuff. Okay. Suzanne, I got to go, Matt, or I'm going to start yelling. Take care. Ooh, ouch. Okay. Okay, y'all. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Again, I'm not meaning to state an opinion, but I just wanted to share that this is something that's going on. It is relevant. I'm sure that some people will say that this is great and wonderful. Some people will say it's terrible. And even though Orange Man is bad, there really are good people on both sides, except for the white supremacists, which should be blah, 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 blah. Because Orange Man is still bad, even though he condemned totally the white supremacists. PvP, Suzanne, I think you totally misunderstood what I said. Yeah, it's easy for that to happen. Maybe I should just have pointless things like, there was a raccoon found in the garbage of my neighbor's house. Gorillas, what's this money you speak of? PvP, I said I don't get why folks hate. Hate is stupid and makes stupid people do stupid things, or even worse than stupid, as in moida. I have to say it that way. And I'm sure that will now be harmful material. I have just harmed you all because I am a bad person, just like Orange Man is bad. PvP, I've had friends of different races. Yeah, so have I. I've known really good and really crappy people of just about every race, except the one race I've known absolutely no person is Australian Aborigine. But I've known all kinds of other kinds of people, and as long as I've known more than one person of that race, it comes down to some of them I knew were good people, and some of them I knew were really exasperating and irritating. But PvP has had friends of different races. We were friends because we had similar viewpoints and interests. I liked them because they were cool people. Their race had nothing to do with our friendship. PvP, I'm still scratching my head about Suzanne totally misunderstanding what I said. Matt Cheatwood, YouTube is censoring his comments again. Oh boy. I wonder if I can fix that. I don't see his comment, so I can't. I don't know what YouTube is doing. YouTube is bad. No, Orange Man is bad. YouTube is grand. Okay. PvP, maybe if she read my reply, she wouldn't have left. I get it. We all, sadly, maybe I shouldn't bring up these kinds of things. I think that they need to be talked about. There's a song that I really want to share, but I won't because YouTube's already mad enough at me. But Kanye West has a song, rap, whatever you want to call it, out there. It's intensely controversial. I can't even say the name of it because every word in the title is something that YouTube censors. And I really would love to actually discuss, is Kanye brilliant? Is he saying something about censorship, or is he just a big dodo head who's trying to essentially get a bunch of views by being a shock jock? Well, I can't have a very good talk about it because I can't share the song. It just exasperates the crap out of me. If I knew how to do more on Rumble, but anyway. So, Connie Cleary, hail and well met, one of the great wrenches, and one, including John Poterero, my paid Patreon supporters, who gets almost nothing for their supporting me, except for my random pointless writings, which I need to write some more pretty soon. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know if you do, and let me know what you think is going to happen next. PvP, I've had Asian friends, Black friends, Indigenous friends. Not meaning to brag, I've had friends from all those groups and dated women from all those groups. It definitely was, I'll admit, there was something kind of neat about, there's something kind of nice and sexy about dating someone who had a little bit of difference to them. And while none of us worked out, I can promise you it had, at least to my knowledge, it had nothing to do with race. I definitely, I thought they were pretty cool people. Matt G would agree they should be talked about, but the left only wants them talked about in one way. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. PvP, I was glad Orange Man won in November when he supported the Liberals and helped get them elected. It was very bad. Yeah, and even though I still support Orange Man, he's not above criticism. We can't make this into a cult. We can't think that Orange Man is the answer and be all and perfect. But at the same time, I do think that it's a little disingenuous that we have to say Orange Man bad or anything we say about him is censorable. Connie Clear says that all here is good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Connie Clear gets along with everyone. She gets along with everyone who's not a big trolling jerk on the internet, and she will nab you immediately. She is one of the great wrenches that's out there. So there it is. Matt Cheatwood does not get along with stupid or violent people. I got to tell you, yeah, I grew up with violent-ish parents, but yeah, that has actually only cemented my dislike of truly violent people. Stupid people, I can kind of get along with stupid people as long as they're polite. But yeah, it's very difficult for me to deal with people who are both stupid and impolite. If you've got one of the two, I can kind of make some concessions. But if you're both stupid and impolite, well, yeah, I got nothing for that. PvP, Trump interfering with our election was all about him wanting a weak prime minister like Carney. Interesting thought. I need to put more thought into that. Connie Cleary says exactly, and thank you. And Carney has done nothing since he became prime minister. He's taken no action against Trump's tariffs harming our economy. That sounds about right. Matchy, would my comment censored by YouTube involved crime statistics? Really interesting. And D. Penzak, hello. He makes one of the most intelligent statements of the day. Curtis Selby bad. Joking, just kidding. Hello there. People saying hello. Carney has not even tabled a budget. So what you're telling me is if he doesn't do something soon, he's going to make Justin Trudeau look effective and useful, if only as a useful idiot. Interesting. Connie Cleary, my tolerance to stupidity is bad. If you're polite stupid, I'm tolerating up to a point. Yeah, and it does depend kind of on the context of the stupidity, too. Matt Cheatwood, there is one small part of the U.S. population, less than 10%, that is responsible for more than half of all violent crime. I do know that I can't remember much about the article. I almost shared it, and then I thought, oh, YouTube will just nail me. But there was some city that was saying that after they deported like just a small number of people, that their crime plummeted. So, and only like a true handful of people. I may be exaggerating a little, but it was just a very few people ended up being responsible for an enormous amount of the crime in that city. I wish I could remember who it was. And honestly, we're not, at least in the context of what I'm talking about, we're not necessarily talking about race. Those people of foreign birth, we have our stereotypes. Oh, they're all this race. No, there's all kinds of races mixed in with that. That there may be a preponderance of this or that or the other, but it's pretty nearly almost everything you can imagine that's come across in those border crossings, since I have to be politically correct. Carney, PvP says, wants to shut down the parliament for 3 months so he can go on holidays. Well, heck yeah. I want to shut down my business for 3 months and go on holidays, but I can't do it on taxpayer money, so I better not. John Ponterero, God bless you. I can't get the freaking StreamYard to show it, but John Ponterero has given me a $5 super chat on Rumble. God bless you. But basically, if I've got any hope at all of making a go of this, it's due to people like you who are so generous and so kind. I don't think I deserve it, but God bless you and thank you for that $5 super chat. I'm getting close to the point where Rumble or Patreon will let me make withdrawals, which kind of sounds like a really harmful content there. And one of these days I'm going to put up a poll and ask you guys, what would you like me to do with the money? Would you like me to buy movies for us to watch? Would you like me to sub to something to get better sources, equipment to do better stuff? Soon we're gonna start at least having a little bit of something in spite of YouTube and their censorious ways. Now, where's the other channel? I'm looking at lots of videos of Cassie. All right, people are on the other channel. Huzzah! Connie Cleary is on my other channel, Nothing to See Here Citizen, my lame effort at trying to get monetized over there. She is saying, sorry I'm late, finishing up some of my chores. She is a busy, busy woman. I appreciate that you do, but you never need to apologize for being late. Heck, I was late today. I got ambitious and was like, if I start at 1:15, I'll be able to not interfere as much with other people's streams. And then I was about 20, 30 minutes late, something like that. And according to YouTube, I got 10 minutes and 26 seconds of viewership on the new channel. So 10 minutes closer to that 3,000 hour goal. Hey, I made it the other time. Maybe I can do it again. With you people, it was a pleasure, even with YouTube being a bunch of blankety blanks. Gorillas sent me 3 thumbnails. Thank blankety blank. I also forgot to even look at those. I am so out of it anymore. Let me take a look here. Gorillas sent a link. Ooh, hey, that looks like a nice link. Yes, you did. And I forgot all about them. So I should have made a really cool link. Yeah, the one with the river. That would have been a cool link. Although today, what I still think that the theater or something related to the race riot, but that river, that's a pretty cool. Let me show the community what that looks like. Hopefully I don't have anything too embarrassing on my X feed. More and more I'm looking at less and less embarrassing things, but every now and then I still have something on there that's like, well, okay, Curtis, here we go. Gorilla Center Thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this thumbnail. The voice of Northern Oklahoma. That looks kind of sort of like the Red River or one of our many rivers. People don't know this, but we have about an enormous amount of fresh water in Oklahoma. And for some reason, it's never really taken into consideration when people try to open up businesses or do spiffy things out here. All right, PvP. Our political situation is so bad, it's become almost surreal. If Monty Python was still going, they could use Canadian politics as a comedy sketch. And Matt Cheatwood has gotten the word out in spite of the censors. Ha ha! Let me take a look at that. Yep. The FBI statistics. I played around with these a little bit when I was writing my blog. I can't remember what my point was. I know what your point is, I think. But yeah, it's you can consider it in the lens of race, but at the end of the day, it's a small number of people doing a great amount of the crime. And I think that that's true pretty much across the races. Let me know if that's at least vaguely what your point is. I'm not meaning to put words in your mouth. PvP, Carney proves every day he has zero respect for the tools that voted for him. Connie Cleary or all of the above. Vote none of the above. Don't vote for me. I'll just screw things up. And that's a promise. Quote from Brewster's Millions. PvP, if Trump hadn't interfered with our election, I think the conservatives might have formed a majority government. That hurts me to hear that. I know that that's your honest opinion and possibly the truth. Very possibly the truth. But it still hurts my heart to hear it. Matt Cheatwood, I'm starting to think Orange Man is still a Dem at heart, and I can respect those thoughts. I almost did a donkey panda about the little flame war going on between him and Elon Musk. But between the work and the tired and all the frickin' storm stuff that we've had to fix, granted, somebody else did most of the work, but still, I'm just not getting as much streaming done as I'd like to. Connie Clear got away for my watch hours on both of my channels. Okay. Pierre Poilievre, the conservative leader, could have been a great prime minister. From the little bit that I know, which is not much, you know more about it than I do, PvP, but the little bit that I know, I tend to agree with you. That river pick, I think that was really cool. Depenzac Americana sequel. Heads up, Connie Cleary expects something big on her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. You heard it here, maybe not first, but hopefully you heard it here earlier than on CBS. I don't know. Something big is coming to Fluff Chick Productions, so keep your eyes open. Can you give us just a tiny hint? Is it something involving birds, dogs, or pole dancers? I don't know. PvP, Trump dissed him as he didn't want Canada to have a strong leader that would push back in a real way. Depenzac American-esque picture and Resolute Germ. Hello, on my apologies. I was going to be on Resolute Germ's channel yesterday, and the power was out in Tonkawa. So that's I think that might be part of the reason why I slept so poorly last night. I was like, hey, power is on. How am I supposed to sleep when the power is on? Oh, Matt Cheatwood, it's not true across the races. Okay. People are saying hello. And I know another person that says the same thing. And he's presented some very curious data as well. It is, shall we say, I can only say so much about it, but it is... It makes the hackles raise up on the back of my neck. I'll put it that way. I don't know what to do necessarily with the information. And I think it's unfair that one is labeled a racist if you try to talk about it. PvP, Trump actually stated in a video he didn't know or like the conservative leader. His statement didn't make sense. How do you not like a person that you don't know? Well, and the thing is, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. It's, I remember when Michael Savage was interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine. I mean, they've been a left-wing thing for a long time, but they actually used to have a mild amount of. They had a few actual journalists instead of just, mouthpieces of the government. They used to be very anti-establishment. And the guy who was interviewing Michael Savage just starts the interview with, "I hated him from the minute I saw him." Now, you may have your opinions about Michael Savage. There's definitely things that he said that make me go, "What the hell was that?" But at the same time, it's like you say, how can you know nothing about this guy except maybe one or two people have told you this or that or the other, but you never met the guy, never listened to any of his stuff, and you hate him right off the bat. What is that all about? Connie Cleary says that it is something. So if it involves pole dancers or parrots or parakeets or dogs, I'll try to see what's going on. Depends on a big bird with small feathers. Resolute Germ PvP, stop blaming Trump for Canada's failures. Ooh, he coming out swinging. Matchy, with that link I posted has all the facts that are needed to draw conclusions. I need to look more closely at it if I can. Why is my... Oh, I see what's going on. Let me take a look at this. And I will put it up here, but I will say nothing because, the only thing I'm allowed to say as far as opinions is Orange Man bad. So... yes, this does break down. Oh, wow. I will say nothing, but yeah, there's percent distribution, arrests under 18. Age definitely seems to have, it makes sense. How many people do you know that are 85 years old running around trying to do anything more than key Teslas? Robbery, that's again, I can't comment on it, but that's a number that it's hard to look at that and say that there's no nothing. But then again, you can also look at whites with the forcible sexual activities. But yeah, that robbery number, that's freaking, that. What do you say about that? It's not racist to say that this is what's going on, but yet we would be called that if we said it. Larceny, theft. That's okay. That's a little more even. Burglary is yeah. Aggravated assault, but yeah, there's definitely. It's like you've got one of the five of the murder and non-negligent manslaughter. I hope this is safe to say. There's one Asian out there. That freaking Asian, he's the reason for all of that murder. All right. People saying hi. And Coda's Fact Search, who has also shared some statistics like this with me before. Why are any of us arguing things that are known? Trump is and always has been a Democrat. There are no real conservatives in any Western state currently. But he's playing D&D, so he can't stay. And then, you know what? That's awesome. Roll a 20 for me, kind sir. Matt does not know Trump, but I don't like what I do know about him. There are definitely, again, he's still my candidate for good or ill, but he is not perfect at all, and he's definitely not above criticism. PvP sending a link to Jasmine Lane video that has some good Pierre content in the later part. Well, let's take a quick look at that. Okay. Yeah, I know. Stop. All right. Hopefully, I know YouTube loves to ding us for copyright stuff, but maybe it's at the end you say, I'm going to go here and just maybe play a little tiny segment, see what he says. Paul Revere rips apart Carney's narrative, then liberals admit massive contract fraud. It's an interesting title.
Grown in the U.S. in the last 15 years. Let's look at the chart. Here's the U.S. Now, here's Canada. Yes, that's right. Canada has seen no increase, while the American export of LNG has exploded. Why can they do it and we can't? Well, the Americans break ground. We break into working groups. The U.S. builds an LNG terminal in 2 years. Here, that's how long it takes to update an environmental impact website. They fast-track projects. In Canada, we fast-track press releases about future consultations on possible projects.
Wow. Well, that statement alone was worth the price of admission. That's sad. I'm very sorry for Canada right now. PvP Classic Germ, LOL. I have my salt shaker handy. Matt Cheatwood, just keep in mind, Caucasians are about 63% of the population. Yes, that also adjusts things. If we're about not quite 2/3 of the population, then you should expect 2/3 of the crime to be from us. And I'm just specifically looking at that robbery number. And again, I know already that if I bring up one race did this and one race did that, that is racist, even though it's just actually a statement of fact. So many whites have robbed people, so many blacks have reportedly. It has been reported to the FBI. They have robbed people. There's also that one Asian and 128 Asians have robbed people. So it's the Asians. I'm just teasing. I got to tell you, Asia, you gotta step up your game. Your street cred is looking kind of weak there. Blacks are about 13%. So again, and if the playing field were even, as they always like to say, they should be about 13% of the crime. Again, I have to be careful how I put it, but I could see someone looking at this and being forgiven for making the statement that there is a disproportionate number of some of these crimes being committed by certain kinds of people. PvP Jasmine Lane has a good political channel. Please check it out. Is it this is Jasmine Lane? Yes, all right. And she's kind of hot, so heck yeah, I'm going to subscribe to her. If there was no difference, all the percentage columns would be the same as the population distribution. Exactly. And then let's see what PvP is sharing. He is sharing some stuff about Wikipedia. Damned lies and statistics. All right, let's take a look real quick at that. Maybe if I'm smart enough to get to the thing. No, I don't want to do anything like that. I want to look up Wikipedia. Now, without meaning to be disrespectful, PvP, I will say I don't really trust Wikipedia very much anymore. But let's see what they had to say. Lies, damned lies, and statistics is a phrase describing the persuasive power of statistics to bolster weak arguments. One of the best and best known critiques of applied statistics. The origin is unclear, but Mark Twain attributed it to Benjamin Disraeli, who we have right here. He was the right-hand man of Queen Elizabeth, or Queen Victoria, my bad. At least in certain parts of the history. It is also sometimes colloquially used to doubt statistics used to prove an opponent's point. The phrase was popularized in the United States by Mark Twain. However, the phrase is not found in any of Disraeli's works. The earliest known appearance were years after his death. Several other people have been listed as originators of the quote, is often attributed to Twain himself. Mark Twain popularized the saying in chapters from my autobiography, published in the North American Review in 1907, the same year that Oklahoma became a state. Figures often beguile me, Twain wrote, particularly when I have the arranging of them myself, in which case the remark attributed to Disraeli would often apply with justice and force. There are three kinds of lies: lies, damned lies, and statistics. Alternative attributions include, among many others, Walter Bagehot, Arthur James Balfour, the radical English journalist and politician Henry Dupré-Labouchere, Gervais Athelstan Baines, who is not to be confused with the comedian that used to be on the Oscars until he said the truth too many times. British politician and scholar Leonard H. Courtney, who used the phrase in 1895, and 2 years later became president of the Royal Statistical Society. Courtney is quoted by Baines in 1896. This is, by the way, contradicting what they just said up above, but that is neither here nor there. As attributing the phrase to a wise statesman, but he may have been referring to a future statesman rather than a past one. The phrase has also been attributed to Arthur Wellesley, the first Duke of Wellington. The phrase is quoted frequently in 1895. I guess it doesn't exactly contradict, because Benjamin Disraeli did die before 1895, but it just, I don't like the way it's written. I'm a snob when it comes to writing. The phrase is quoted frequently in 1895. Here's an 1894 example. His less enthusiastic neighbor thinks of the proverbial kinds of falsehoods, lies, damned lies, and statistics, and replies, reports of large numbers of cases subjected to operation seldom fail to beget the suspicion of unjustifiable risk. The Dictionary of English Folklore claims the earliest instance resembling the phrase found in print is a letter written in the British newspaper National Observer on June 8 of 1891. National pensions to the editor of the National Observer, London, 8 June 1891. Sir, it has been wittily remarked that there are three kinds of falsehood. The first is a fib, the second is a downright lie, and the third and most aggravated is statistics. It's on statistics and on the absence of statistics that the advocate of national pensions relies. Anyway, yeah, it's a cool phrase, and there's some truth to it, but at the same time, there's also some truth to, numbers are what they are. PvP, I always remember that statement above. People are laughing. Ha ha! Banshee with that argument is often used when there is no other defense against the facts. So yeah, it is a dual-edged sword. It really is. PvP, remember, even if statistics are accurate, they may not be. It isn't just race. It's social conditions, poverty, laws. Many factors contribute to crime. It is more complicated than just race. PvP, Matt Cheatwood asks him, do you really think there aren't more poor whites in the U.S. than there are blacks of any wealth bracket? It is an interesting question. And, Gorillas is testing out a new app. All right, let's take a quick look at that. Heck, I hardly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me get this presented. Present tornado. Oh, wow. The very first tornado photographed. Let's see. Hopefully, I have your permission to share this. Don't ding me for copyright, gorillas.
This here is the very first photo of a tornado ever taken. This is the Garnet tornado that was in the Dakota territories there around April 24th or April 26th there of 1884. It was taken by some fruit farmers there in the A.A. Adams there.
Wow.
This here is the...
I love that. My son and I, we used to, because he was interested in filmmaking. He's actually the one that got me interested in making YouTube videos. We would look up stuff like that, like the earliest photographs and the earliest movies, the earliest recorded sounds. PvP, Matt Cheatwood, I don't think that. I don't know enough about America to talk about your poverty. Matt Cheatwood, PvP, even when you account for socioeconomic status, the crime disparity still exists. So let me do some advertising for the people who have at least made efforts at helping me pay the bills. And actually, there's a lot of people that could be included in that. Matt Cheatwood, I'm well aware white folks can be poor. My parents were working class, worked hard all their lives to raise my sister and me. Well, I'm going to start with this operation helped me clear some of the dead and fallen wood from the last storm. Let's go to Facebook and we shall look up. No, I don't want reels. I mean, it's kind of cool, but here we go. We have the Tonkawa General Hardware. These people are at 119 East Grand Avenue in Tonkawa, Oklahoma. They are starting a sale soon, starting June 10th through June 15th, a Father's Day sale. For some reason, they rejected my idea of advertising it as the Happy Daddy sale. I don't know why. Essentially, they're going to be having 15% off of certain brands of hand tools, 30% off of certain brands of power tools, and 20% off power tool accessories. Again, certain brands will apply and others will not. I guess they are closed right now. They're probably closed for lunch. They're building a better community, one project at a time. The Tonkawa General Hardware. We didn't have one when I first moved here. It had been closed for quite some time. And then these wonderful people opened it back up. This is the general manager, Kyle Hale. Good people, knows his stuff about tools. Look at those tools. It just makes me feel more masculine looking at this. Look at that. That's a crescent wrench, and that there's a hammer. There's a screwdriver, and I just feel masculine looking at that. So if you need a tool, or if you just need a shot of good, solid, positive testosterone, go to the Tonkawa General Hardware. Tell them the Tired Blogger sent you, and they might give you a free thing of popcorn. If Cassie's there, they will give her free scritches between the ears. And you can reach them at 580-370-9306. That phone number again, 580-370-9306. And they are right there. They're somewhere. I thought I had that up and ready. No, of course I didn't. Why would I? Their list of followers is unavailable. Okay, here it is. They're at 119 East Grand Avenue, right across from the newspaper. and Mary's Grill. They have delivery, curbside pickup, in-store shopping. Nobody's rated them. Oh, wait, they have one review. I hope they got a good review. Excellent service and great Frosty's root beer, too. Doggone it, that is truth. Carrie curtly recommends Tonkawa General Hardware, and so do I, and so does Cassie. So, absolutely, if you're in town, or even if you're maybe 20 miles away, it may be worth your time to come and see them. You know what? I'm going to recommend them. What do I recommend about them? Great customer service. Great tools, great selection, and Cassie says it is rough when they are closed, because they do close on Mondays. So there we go. I gave them a review. Be impressed. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. All right. And now for the second paid sponsor. Hey, look. Somebody's got a thing about one of my favorite televangelists. Suddenly my will to live is gone. The next paid sponsor is Canada's Canines at Whiskey Flats. Look at those dogs. We breed Great Danes and Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. Puppies come with AKC regs and vet records. These puppies are almost as cute as Cassie. Okay, I'll give it to them. Their puppies are cute. I'm partial to Cassie myself. You can reach them at Sonia Canada, like Red Sonia. But I don't think Gary will let her run around in Red Sonia kind of outfits. At least not, in public. Sonia Canada at yahoo.com. That's SONJACANADAY. Lots of A's. Rated A+. Sonia Canada at yahoo.com. You can also reach them at 580-628-1674. That phone number again, 580-628-1674. This was from March. So this is their dog Marcus. He looks pretty scruffy, but I mean that in a cute, sweet way. Marcus, AKC registered King Charles Spaniel. Look at their noses. You just want to kiss them. And let's see, we also have a Great Dane, not one for sale. That doggy is not for sale. This would be Hamish the Great, also referred to as Blue. He is a Great Dane. I want to say his father was the famous Shamish, who passed away fairly recently. But yes, these dogs are not bred in any puppy mill. This is a family. They love their dogs. They vet the owners. They want the dog and the people to have a wonderful experience. You're really getting a part of the family. You're not just buying a pet or thing. So look at those tails. Look at those cute little puppies. Even if they didn't pay, this is just so cute. This is the best part of the show, I think. Look at the little waggy tails. Dogs. Dogs are the best. On that note, let's do one last silly thing, and then I will I think I will call it a stream here in a bit. I finally think she's in a place where she can be seen. There she is. Cassie, the overpaid assistant from whom most of my best ideas come from. She says all these storms have been rough and have worn her out. So there is my love, the great Cassie. All right, let's get caught up in the chat, and we shall call it a stream. We talked about almost as much about Canada as we did about Oklahoma, but that's okay. Connie Cleary, insert Tim the Tool Man, and grunt on all the tools. Get more power. Rawr, 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 rawr. And Sci-Fi Sith Dan, hail and well met. We have some wonderful creators in here. At the end, I'll promote all of you to General. I don't know what that meant. Hello there, Matt Cheatwood. Take care, y'all. I'm done with the YouTube censorship for today. Oh, yuck. I hate that. PvP says bye. Sith Dan, if you keep looking at those puppy and dog photos and videos, your dog will get jealous and start wrecking your place. She's pretty cool. PvP had a greyhound and also a beagle as a kid. And Connie Cleary says, Cassie! All right, is there any other chats going on in any of the other locations? I think that's it. So let's call it a stream. And don't know that we solved any of the world's problems, but we talked about Oklahoma issues, history issues, Canada issues, Orange Man bad, and all that. Sif Dan, she will say, you fix me not to have puppies, and you're looking at photos of puppies. Now she's saying, get me a puppy. If you don't give me a child, there will be trouble. Okay. I don't know what to make of that one. PvP, sadly, they both got run over. My groundhog went to live with my grandparents when we moved to the city. He loved chasing logging trucks, biting at their wheels. That did not end well. I am so sorry to hear that. So we had some, shall we say, spirited commentary in here. So I hope that is good. I don't know. YouTube will probably punish me, but that's okay. I am used to it. Have begun to like it. There we go. The soothing tones of StreamYard soft prone music. John Ponderero, thank you for being here and for your kind comments, for the super chat, and for the links and prayers. One of my paid Patreon members, one of these days we'll sucker him into putting content out there. Counting Sheep, another wonderful creator. Go check out his channel, especially the poem Horatius. Very well done. It's filled with passion and stuff. Spiffy, poetic stuffs. It makes you want to defend the bridge to your town. Suzanne, I am sorry if anything that happened here was offensive to you. Hope you are doing well. And thank you for being here and for your kind comments. Suzanne subbed to Sheep. Well done. Thank you so much. I love this community. Enigma Severus. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you very much for your support, for your comments. I know I have been radio silent for a while. My only lame excuse is an exhaustion that just sucks. It's like all I can do to do my job, and then pet the dog a little bit, and then pray for rain, which happens. We get a lot of rain anymore. So Counting Sheep has 99 subs to go, and then YouTube can declare him to be harmful content. Matt Cheatwood, thank you very much for your kind support, for your comments. I am so sorry that YouTube is censoring you. I know the feeling really well. PvP, thank you for your kind support, for the links, for the debate, for the talk. Another great creator here. Often he is on with Guerrilla Censored Thoughts. Sci-Fi Sith Dan, Mikey Sousa 4, Resolute Germ, great community of people out there. I probably need to show up more often there. Anymore, it's like I hate showing up anywhere. But anyway, that's my own problem, not that community's. They're good people. Please show them some love and support. Gorilla's ham hand thoughts. I believe he was fighting at the right hand of Horatius when they were defending the bridge. Quite a ways behind to the left was a very tired blogger who, rather than lifting a spear, was trying to live stream the stuff to the people. Since they didn't have good computers at the time, not many people viewed it. However, the Romans, I find, were less censorious than we are. Just saying. I've got to pick more tame topics. Connie Cleary, one of my other paid Patreon subscribers. Check out her channel, especially her Fluff Chick Productions. Something big is coming. There's Fluff Chick Productions blowing in the wind. Deep and Zach. Hail and well met, and thanks for saying I'm bad. It's all good. Connie Cleary. Heads up, expect something big on Fluff Chick Productions. Hello at Resolute Germ. Hail and well met. I hope you were doing well, and I'm sorry that my power was out on Saturday. Coda's Fact Search. Another wonderful person here. Resolute Germ, please check out his videos and his cartoon watch parties. And Gorillas, check out his cigar lounges, his watch parties. I think he's going to be doing an episode of the Waltons soon. Coda's Fact Search, check out his channel, his stuff. Yeah, I'm having a great senior moment. He does a lot of really cool shorts of about driving around, about nature. It's a pretty cool channel. He knows how to use the algorithms. All I really know how to do is piss YouTube off. Sci-Fi Sith Dan. Hail and well met, another wonderful person with great content. Lots of science fiction related videos. Go check him out. He also will often hang out with Gorillas, Mikey Susie 4, PvP, Resolute Germ, Larry Be Yourself. That crew of great people. PvP is stating his beagle got loose. An a-hole ran him over on purpose. Every kind man and a very kind man brought him back home. Kind guy said he chased the vehicle, couldn't get his plate number. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. Gorillas is doing another mystery movie later, I think. And Connie Cleary sent me a message on Twitter. So I'll check that out as soon as this video is over. I still haven't come up with a cool tagline to end the videos with. So I'm just going to say, Cassie loves all of you, and the fact that she can't wag her tail and give you all warm doggy kisses is rough. So y'all take care and have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.